Kevin Hart's career officially over after this.
They all survived. Kevin and the two other people were in the car with him.
You've seen people die from far lesser car accidents than that. Scary situation.
Kevin Hart is a major name in comedy, and he's been a much-followed personality in the recent years with his movie career getting off the ground in a big way. But now it looks like he's going to have to take some serious time off, and not voluntarily, because he's been involved in a major car accident and has sustained a serious injury. Welcome to Lime Report. Thanks so much for tuning in. Today we're talking about Kevin Hart and his dramatic accident. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and comment keyword Barracuda for a chance at our $100 Amazon gift card giveaway. Thanks again for joining us today. Make sure to watch all the way to the end because you won't want to miss a thing. Further ado, let's get into what happened with Kevin Hart and his spectacular muscle car. A media figure tweeted, officials confirm actor-comedian Kevin Hart was seriously injured after a friend who was driving Hart's 1970 Plymouth Barracuda lost control of the car and rolled it down an embankment in Malibu Hills. Mulholland Highway is a notoriously dangerous road outfitted with large curves and winding slopes. On Sunday, September 1st, just a little after 1 o'clock in the morning, Kevin Hart's car, a classic piece of American muscle, careened off of Mulholland Highway through a fence and then tumbled head over first into a ditch along the road. The car was so damaged and wrecked that the fire department had to cut the roof off of the vehicle to rescue the two people trapped inside. Out of the 3 occupants, 2 were transported to the hospital with serious injuries. One of those people was Kevin Hart, beloved actor and comedian. But he wasn't cut out of the car. No, in fact, Kevin Hart is the one that limped half a mile down the dark road after midnight, a severe injury to his spine, and contacted emergency services. Authorities have confirmed that the vehicle belonged to Kevin Hart, although apparently Kevin was not the one driving. It was his friend, one Jared Black, who was behind the wheel. Jared Black was airlifted to the UCLA Medical Center, where he received urgent care for his pressing injuries. Jared Black's fiancée, a woman named Rebecca Brocksterman, was also pinned in the car. However, she did not receive any serious injuries, we are told. Apparently, she refused medical treatment at the scene, saying that she would handle things on her own. Kevin Hart, who was in the passenger seat, apparently received a serious back injury because of the accident. However, it seems that Kevin was able to pry himself from the folded vehicle. When he did, he pulled himself up the slope and managed a half-mile journey back to his house, from where he called 911 and got first responders to the scene. From there, he was taken to Northridge Hospital and Medical Center, where he received emergency surgery for what was considered a serious injury to his back. Although this was a traumatic accident, it's a miracle that none of the 3 passed away, especially considering the damage done to the car. Still, back injuries are a serious matter, which is why Kevin Hart had to undergo emergency surgery. But we're led to believe that the surgery went well. Kevin Hart's wife was seen leaving the hospital, and she reassured reporters that Kevin was doing well. Apparently, doctors also confirmed that the surgery went well and that Kevin Hart is on his way to recovery. Apparently, the accident occurred almost immediately after the trio pulled out of Kevin Hart's driveway. It said that Jared Black lost control of the vehicle not even a half a mile from Kevin Hart's driveway. The car went right through Kevin Hart's neighbor's fence and then down a steep slope. His neighbors, who own a multiple-acre property there, said they didn't even hear the accident and didn't discover the damage until the following morning. They certainly didn't know that their own neighbor, a famous Hollywood personality, was at the center of all the action. Fans and friends alike have been outspoken in their support for Kevin Hart during his recovery, namely Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, who issued a statement following the near tragedy. On Instagram, he wrote, "Stop messing with my emotions, brother. We have a lot more laughing to do together. Love you, man. Stay strong." Johnson and Hart have developed a close friendship over the recent years, specifically working on the reboot of Jumanji, which, in case our younger audience didn't know, starred the late and great Robin Williams. The original Jumanji film is a hallmark piece of childhood cinema for a huge group of people, which inspired the magical board game trope carried on by Zathura, a fantastical epic in which the child players are transported through space rather than the jungle. Jumanji came out in 1995 and immediately earned the praise and love of both critics and viewers. The sequel, which came out in 2017 with the release of Jumanji: Welcome to the Jungle, was perfectly timed, targeting those who grew up with the Robin Williams version to take their children. The film contained references to the old characters with dialogue and set and prop design. Not only was it a great childhood adventure film, but it carried an emotional response for the parents. We've seen this trend developing over the recent years, what with the reboots of Jungle Book and Tarzan. But that's a topic for another time. Let's get back to Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart, who was primarily known before the Jumanji movie as a stand-up comedian, made a huge name for himself with the movie, initiating his proper entrance into the Hollywood blockbuster scene. Jumanji: Welcome to the Jungle grossed $404.6 million in the United States and Canada, and was also a hit in other countries worldwide, earning a total of $962.1 million in earnings. On April 10th, 2018, the film passed The Spider-Man to become Sony's highest-grossing film in the United States. Deadline Hollywood calculated its net profit at $305.7 million when factoring all expenses and revenues, making it 2017's fourth most profitable release. Welcome to the Jungle again topped the box office for a fourth consecutive week, its sixth week overall in theaters with $19.5 million. The film continued to do well the following week, dropping 16% to $16.1 million and finishing second to Maze Runner: The Death Cure, before regaining the top spot for the fifth time the following weekend with $10.9 million in revenue. Jumanji: Welcome to the Jungle concluded 2017 as the fifth highest grossing film of the year worldwide. That's quite the reception, and Kevin Hart was surely proud of his achievement. Not that he was solely responsible for the movie's success, Kevin likely knew that this had propelled him onto a new stage of acting and performing. But enough about Jumanji. Now that we've established how important Kevin Hart is to the entertainment industry, let's examine his car that was involved in the accident. The vehicle was a blue 1970 Plymouth Barracuda, and a spectacular car by any collector's standards. Kevin Hart reportedly bought the car for himself as a birthday gift when he turned 40 years old. But that's not the only way he celebrated his birthday. Kevin Hart celebrated his 40th in grand fashion. Tons of celebrities were on hand to ring in Kevin's major age milestone. Guests included LeBron James, Don Cheadle, Meek Mill, Chris Paul, Nick Cannon, Usher, Evan Ross, Draya Michele, Karrueche Tran, Marlon Wayans, Michael Ealy, Gabrielle Union, and so many others you wouldn't believe. Kevin predicted the party would be amazing, saying, "A pool party like you've never seen before." Besides throwing a major party, Kevin Hart also bought himself a birthday gift, one that would end up totaled. Kevin hired Speedcore to craft the machine for him. The company also has built stunning machinery for the likes of Robert Downey Jr. and others. Kevin Hart enlisted HP tuners to modify the 6.2-liter supercharged V8 and gearhead fabrications. It's reliable, the shifting is quick, and it's easy to cruise around town in. Some have given him flack for not making it a manual transmission, believing that any great car should need its gears to be manually shifted, and on a side note, this writer shares that opinion. The interior of Hart's late Barracuda was completely redone to save space and have a streamlined look. The car had a rotary shift knob instead of a physical shifter. It did wonders to make the dash look sleek, even if it's not a retro-inspired component. New gauges paired to a period-correct steering wheel, which made it look like it rolled off the assembly line in 1970. It was a beautiful car in all respects. Once again, we should stress that Kevin Hart is going to be all right, as his wife told the media, but the car is certainly totaled. Now that we've looked at the accident itself and the car, let's examine what got Kevin Hart to this position. Kevin Darnell Hart was born on July 6, 1979. Born and raised in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. He was raised in a single-parent household by his mother, who was a systems analyst for the Office of Student Registration and Financial Services at the University of Pennsylvania. He has one older brother, Robert, but his father, one Henry Witherspoon, was in and out of jail throughout most of Kevin's childhood. Kevin Hart says he used humor as a way to cope with his troubled family life, eventually launching his comedic career. After graduating from George Washington High School, Hart briefly attended the Community College of Philadelphia and moved to New York City. He then moved to Brockton, Massachusetts and found work as a shoe salesman. He began pursuing a career in stand-up comedy after performing at an amateur night at a club in Philadelphia. Kevin Hart began his career by winning several amateur comedy competitions at clubs throughout New England, culminating in his first real break in 2001 when he was cast by Judd Apatow for a recurring role on the TV series Undeclared. That launched him, even though the series lasted only one season. But because of it, he soon landed other roles in films such as Paper Soldiers, Scary Movie 3, Soul Plane, In the Mix, and Little Fockers. Hart's comedic reputation continued to grow with the release of his first stand-up album, I'm a Grown Little Man, in 2008, and performances in the films Think Like a Man, Grudge Match, Ride Along, and its sequel, Ride Along 2, About Last Night, Get Hard, Central Intelligence, The Secret Life of Pets, Captain Underpants, The First Epic Movie, Jumanji, Welcome to the Jungle, and Night School. He also released 4 more comedy albums, Seriously Funny in 2010, Laugh at My Pain in 2011, Let Me Explain in 2013, and What Now in 2016. In 2015, Time magazine named Hart one of the 100 most influential people in the world on the annual Time 100 list. He starred as himself in the lead role of Real Husbands of Hollywood, which was a big hit in the world of dramedic reality television. What do you think about all of this? You think Kevin Hart will make a full recovery? How did the driver lose control of the car in the first place? Let us know all of your thoughts in the comments below. We'd really love to hear them. This has been Lime Report, taking you through Kevin Hart's near-fatal accident. Thanks so much for watching all the way to the end. We really appreciate it. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and comment keyword Barracuda for a chance at our $100 Amazon gift card giveaway. Make sure to hit that notification bell so you never miss an update on the news that matters most to you. Thanks again for tuning in, and we'll see you next time on Lime Report.
Getting their feet.
No.
I've become that dad. I'm the photo dad. I need my moments. So we dress up for Halloween.
I've done this kind of a job for about 14 years. I've said a lot of things over the years that have said various people.
Because you're human.